Hey everybody, TeaManDan here, and today is the first video of our advanced Damageless tutorial series. In my Damageless guide for Bowser's Kingdom, I go over a very safe way to take care of Topper in Bowser's Kingdom. That is very good strategy, very safe, and you will need it for a backup just in case things go wrong here. But I thought I'd go over a quicker way to dispatch of Topper safely, because the super quick strategy can be dangerous, but I realize people don't want to necessarily spend 2 minutes on the fight. So there's a middle ground. It's only a few seconds slower than the fast strategy, and I'm going to go over that right now. I'm going to show you what it looks like, and then I'm going to break it down. Here's what it looks like. And there we go. There we have it. Let's record that, and I'm going to break it down. Alright, as we start the fight here, we're going to go up, bop Topper 3 times, hop on his head. Now, there's a visual cue. You can always know where Topper's hat is going to be, okay? Let me pull out my arrow. Here we go. Here's the arrow. And if you take a look, you see Topper has like a tuft of hair and 2 eyes, okay? Tuft of purple hair, 2 eyes. If you make a line from his hair to his eye and just kind of continue in that direction, but kind of like the right edge of his eye, so that like that direction kind of continues down in this angle, kind of like this angle, okay? That's where his hat that he's going to be under will go. So let's move a little bit further forward with the video. So I'm going to go over this way, and I will be expecting that based on that angle, it'll be somewhere around here. So that's where I'm going to stand. Topper's going to fly out, and we can actually follow that hat, okay? Topper is under this hat, and if we go slowly forward, actually let's zoom in. He's under this hat here, and then slowly around the way. This is his hat. This is his hat. This way. This is his hat right here. And it's going out in that direction that we expect. Okay? It's going out in that direction and headed right toward me. This is the hat that he's under. That's the angle. That's the hat. That's how to tell which hat. It's also useful for a backup if just in regular speed running, if you miss the fast hats, that's the hat that he's always going to be under. So we're going to jump on that hat. And I like to let him spin and fly out so that I can time the hat jump much better. If I'm just trying to time the jump as soon as it's available, sometimes slightly early and you just take damage. So I like to let him fly out so I can have the hat coming toward me. I carefully and safely jump right on top of the hat. It's easy to time. Bop him once. He flies up. I am now going to head across the arena, okay? And I'm going to lure Topper into the middle of the arena. This is the middle point of the arena right here. And ideally, he is going to flop down on his face right in the middle of the arena. And that will give me plenty of space for the next step afterwards. So I'm going to go across the arena, turn around, and wait for him to hop toward the center of the arena. As soon as he just passes the arena, I'm going to jump up, throw my hat, and hold it out. This will bop him backward a little bit to get to the center of the arena and go down, okay? We want to make sure we're far enough back when we jump up and throw out Cappy so that if we miss, he won't be flying into us. If we miss, we don't want him being so close that we can't get out of the way. He's going to slam his face down. I'm going to head to the right because when he slams his face down, he's always going to spin clockwise. Slam down, spin clockwise. So we have the time of him slamming down and spinning all the way around while we run slightly to the right and up to bop him on top. We're just gonna jump, and we can throw out Cappy to kind of carefully guide ourselves in place so we don't miss. So he's gonna slam down. We're running in here, and these hats, as long as we just get right in, he's in the center. These hats, they're gonna fly off when we bop him with Cappy. They're going to fly off, but there's not going to be nearly enough time for them to bounce off the wall and get back to us if we just go right, jump right in. We got to make sure he's down and starting to spin before we land on him, okay? So jump up, throw Cappy to stabilize, make sure we land right on him. Now, here, the next part is why we land him right in the center, okay? Because this bit is going to very much be determined by the angle in which he is facing. So he's facing this way. We bopped him while the hats... Let me go back slightly. When we bopped him, the hat is facing this way. The hats were facing this way. So that means that Topper will be facing this way when he gets back up. Okay? So, we bop. Topper's facing this way. So we are going to visualize going out to the right, just like before. Instead of going straight out, we're going to visualize the hat going out from his hair to his eyeball and that angle over here. So as soon as I bop him, I'm going to quickly go over to this angle over here. Now, again, he's going to fly out in that same direction. That's how you tell which one it is. And I like to free out, like go as far as possible, because as the hats separate out, this is the hat that he's under. And I can tell this because there's a gap between, like this gap here is much bigger than, for example, this gap here, okay? The gap to the right, or to the left, from our angle, the gap to the left of the hat that he's under is much bigger than the next hat over, or even this hat. This hat gap is smaller than this gap. So I know that this one that is kind of separate with a big gap to the left is the one that he's under. He flew out. I was ready for him to be coming in this general direction, and I'm far enough out so that I can see that gap to really hone in and know that this here is the hat that he's under. And so I'm going to jump up and land on that hat. That is going to bop him and stop him in place. Now, I'm going to make my way kind of in this angle. If I were to head up here, the next step is kind of the same as the second. I'm going to go over here, jump up, throw Cappy, hold out Cappy so two hats fly off. But because he's close to the wall, the hats that fly off, I'll show you right here. Like when I throw this way, if you imagine Cappy going into Topper's hats, the hats that fly off of Topper will fly off in the same direction that Cappy is coming from. So, if I'm like dead center with the wall and I throw in, the walls can go into Topper, past Topper, and bounce off of this wall and either go left or right. And so by making my way kind of over in this angle, I can ensure that when I throw Cappy into Topper and the hats bounce off, they're going to bounce off in this direction and go away from me instead of toward me. Because I want to be able to get on the right side of him like I did in the first bit. When he slams down, go to the right and not have any hats coming toward me on this side. I want them all to be on this side. So don't be centered, be closer on this side of him. He's going to slam down when the hats, you see how those hats fly off? And they're going all the way over this way instead of over here toward me. So he's going to slam down. I just got to make sure I have enough room to get to the right of him when he slams down. He's slamming down right there. I'm over here safely. And I have the time it takes him to spin around to jump up into the air with enough space to land on him. And again, I can throw out Cappy to stabilize to make sure I land that final hit. And that that is my safe strategy for taking care of Topper in Bowser's more quickly. It takes it from about a 2-minute fight to under 30 seconds. Under 30 seconds. And closer to like 25 seconds. You can even do it as fast as 20 seconds if you are proficient with the strategy. So that's the strategy. Let me show you what it looks like again one more time. And practice this a lot. You're going to want to practice this a lot before you implement it. I'm going to bop in 3 times. Go to the right here. Angle so you can land on the hat. Go across center. Angle carefully. When he crosses, jump up, hold him out. Land on top of him. Follow that line to the right. We see that gap. That's the hat right there. Go to the right here. Bop him twice. Turn around here. And land on him. That's what it looks like. That's the strategy. If we miss, we can just default back to the other strategy. The other strategy is still a very good strategy and is the backup. So if you haven't seen my guide for Bowser's Kingdom and that Topper fight specifically, that is the backup. If you miss the jump on the cap, that's the backup. Just default to that technique and you should be good. If you can pull this off, it's faster. It does require more precision, but it's much safer than the super fast strategy. It's a little slower than the super fast strategy. It's much faster than the slow strategy. And the slow strategy will be your backup if you mess it up. That's the strategy for going fast. I hope you enjoyed it. Definitely practice, practice, practice before you implement it in a damageless run. And I hope it works out for you. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next time on the next advanced tutorial for Damageless, with another one of the super dangerous rooms or bosses. I don't know which one it'll be yet. And yeah, I'll see you then. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye-bye.